Hey girl, hey! I'm about to go out. My apartment is a mess, per usual. Hope everyone's doing good. It's a new week, a new energy. I don't think I'm gonna wear this scarf, it's not that cold. But I thought I'd start a new vlog. I'm gonna go to the Marais to meet a friend for a coffee. I literally feel like I haven't seen any of my friends in ages because last month was insane. And then there's been a lot of twists and turns this month so far. One being that I have a lot of concerts lined up for this summer. I'm doing one in Switzerland and in New York, and I'm actually going to be doing the concert by myself, which normally I have a bassist accompanying me, but me and this guy that was my bassist, we were having issues. I fucking hate like talking shit about other people in my vlog because I feel like it's not fair, but I feel like this person, like, they said some really fucked up things to me. These are my compositions. It's not a duo project, it's my project, and the person that comes on, I want them to support the songs without changing the composition. But the person was just like arguing with me and wanting it to be their vision. And I explained to them, like, the reason I like to have a bassist is because, you know, I started playing the guitar only like a few years ago, and I feel like having a really experienced bassist can really elevate the project. And the person said to me, I'm not here to fix the broken furniture. And I just couldn't imagine traveling with this person. It's not a good vibe. So, you know, I was like, there's no way I'm doing this girl power show with this person with me on stage who is rude to me, who treats me like shit. And also I feel like they were doing that because they knew that I needed them for these tour dates. But then I was talking to my mom and she's like, you don't need him. Like, you can do the project by yourself. So basically, I'm kind of taking a chance on that because I usually go on stage with someone else, but I'm just going to really lean into the theatrical side of the performance and do like I do on my Instagram reels and make it really like cunty and cool. But that also means like reformulating my whole live show. And funnily enough, once I decided to do it alone, I had someone reach out and it's like, if you need support, I'll be with you on stage. But I actually really like the challenge of it. Like, okay, you know what? There's a part of me that's like, it's gonna be more difficult to do it alone, and I can do it by myself. I think it's really bad if you get to a point where you feel like you are relying on someone else, because then that person can sort of like treat you however they want. And I don't want to ever be reliant on someone else. So if you come to my live show, it's just gonna be a me on stage, baby, me and you. I'm gonna find ways to make it more dynamic, you know, like maybe bringing people on stage or having more of like back and forth with the audience, because it's not because I'm up there by myself that it's gonna be less good. I also think that whenever you jump, the net appears, and if I was to keep this person on with my project, it would be from a place of fear and not love, and that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Okay, also, I had to get a new guitar because my old one snapped. It broke. So I got this really cheap, oh my god, do not pay attention to my apartment. I got this really cheap Telecaster. It's like the cheapest one you can get. Let's see how this guitar looks. Maybe I should get a white strap. My art is not fast food. Wasn't born to serve you, but I'll take you, boy, with a side of fries. I live for make-believe, feel things you couldn't see. Yeah, I make my noise when everyone sleeps at night. I'm gonna create until I die. I'll make a lot of shit, but I'll have a good time. I'll need someone from time to time.
I got work to do.
Bravo! Okay, I'm leaving. I love this time in Paris when it's like almost summertime, and yeah, every time I hang out with this one friend, it's like such a nice, beautiful spiritual experience. And this is what I love about female friendships, is just this beautiful energy. And she invited her friend and we just sang, and now I'm gonna take my bike home. And I don't know, there's just sometimes in this city where I'm like, I can't believe like this is my life, that like I ended up here. There's been so many highs and lows, but like, I don't know, without the dark there is no light. So I just want you to remember that whatever you're going through in life, the light exists because the dark exists, and everything that happens to us is either a lesson or a blessing. So I'm really happy to start off this month of April on such a beautiful high. And I can hear people having fun in the street. I'm really glad that I get to share it with you guys as well. Got my hat on that my brother gave me. But yeah.
Good morning! C'est une nouvelle journée et c'est l'heure de notre minute en français. Souvent quand je suis avec des amis pour changer un peu de conversation banale, je vais demander si chacun peut partager le highlight et le lowlight, comme on dit en anglais, de leur année ou de leur semaine. Et en fait, ce que je me suis rendu compte, c'est qu'à chaque fois qu'il y avait un low light ou un partie négative qui sont arrivées, c'était toujours lié à la partie le plus positive, dans une manière ou une autre. Et ça m'avait fait rappeler, par exemple, avec cette braquage que je subis en mars, que cette expérience m'a aussi apporté les réalisations positives. Et c'est vrai que dans la vie, il faut toujours dire merci pour ces obstacles. Parce que c'est par l'adversité, c'est par les obstacles qu'on grandit. Moi, j'ai remarqué que dans ma vie, c'est toujours dans le moment où j'étais au plus bas que je devais vraiment avoir confiance dans l'univers. Et je me suis dit que je peux me détacher parce que je serai ok. N'importe ce qui m'arrive, je suis okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back to English because again, I don't want this whole video to be in English and you guys having to read the subtitles. But another thing that I'll do often is when I'm with people, I'll do like an energy exchange where we're all holding hands and we have a good thought and then we send the energy around. If you guys have ever done theater, this is something that people do often before shows. And it's just a really nice thing, I think, to bring into a conversation. I feel like it leaves people feeling on a high. And also I think it's rare to have those kind of experiences with people. So I always think about like, what is the type of exchange I would like to have? And then I always think that I'm 100% responsible for everything in my life. So I need to create the energy that I want to have around me. So yeah, went out yesterday and I was supposed to have lunch with my friend today, but she ended up canceling. But that's okay, I have a ton of work to do. I need to work on my live show. I want to take photos for my website, for my paintings. And yeah, I was talking about earlier in the video how I had to replace my last bassist, and I didn't want to too much go into detail about that because I don't know, as someone who's been online for a while now, I really do try to think about like what is fair. And I think when someone doesn't have a platform like I have, it's not really fair to talk about the negative sides because I think like there's nuance to everything, obviously, but just it wasn't working out. Let's just leave it at that. It wasn't working out. I think for me, like music is something I do for pleasure and to meet you guys in person, and it's not something that is profitable. It's like a fun thing for me, so I really want to have the energy when I'm playing music with people, but it's really fun. And it's funny because I was talking about earlier in the video how I wanted a different sort of, maybe not have a bassist anymore, but have like a different instrumentalist. And I was talking to my friend Anna last night who plays the flute, and I was like, do you think if I could teach you on the bass line on a synthesizer, you would want to join my project? Because she's also an Aquarius with Pisces placements, and I don't know, we just have like such a good vibe. And she said yes. So I think I'm still gonna do my New York show by myself. But it's just funny, like when you detach and you tell yourself like, I got this, that the universe like brings you exactly what you need. It's so funny because I have always kept vision boards my whole life, and one thing that really amazes me is when I look back at it, so many things have come true about them, like, and so it just reminds me that the most important thing is every day working on our mental posture and our spiritual posture. For example, I'll give you something that happened to me this last week. I had been doing my meditations in the morning, and a part of that is I'll write things I'm grateful for, and it really puts me in a high vibe mind state. And I went to my local supermarket, and there was a man outside, and I was like, a homeless man outside, and I was like, I'm going to buy him lunch. And I felt like I was able to do that. I was able to give love because I had poured love into myself in the morning. And then a few days later, I was in a really low place and feeling stressed out, and I had to go to the post office. And there was a lady there. I mean, I had taken so long to like put all of my stamps on my envelopes. It takes a really long time because if I'm doing like a big shipment, anyway, you guys understand. So when I was done, I was like, okay, I'm finally done. And this lady comes up to me, and she was, the post office was really busy, and she's like, can you help me buy a stamp? And at first I thought she was asking for money, and then she's like, no, like, can you go in the machine with me and help me buy a stamp? And in the moment, I was like, I don't have time for this, like, I don't work here. And I told her, I was like, maybe you can ask someone who works here to help you because I don't work here. And I left, and I felt like shit afterwards that I didn't take the time to just help her, because it would have maybe taken me like 10 minutes out of my day, but because I was not in a good mood, I wasn't able to give her that love and bless her with helping me. And I left with a really big lesson that's like, if I don't work on my mental posture every day and feeling good, then my interactions with people in the world, I'm not going to be able to be generous with them. I'm not going to be able to send them love. And every time you send someone love, that comes back to you. It's like they say there's no selfless good deed, and what they mean by that is when you do something good for someone else, you always get that energy back to you. And I'm not saying that's the reason why we should do things, but the reason why people say that is because it feels so good to help people. And when I left and wasn't able to help her, I mean, yeah, there were people working there, and I was right, it wasn't my job. So like, technically, yeah, I was in my right to say like, ask someone that works here. But at the same time, I could have helped her, and I didn't. And like I said, the really big lesson with that is like, the way I feel and the way that I work on myself should be my #1 priority, no matter what else is going on in my life, no matter how busy, because the way you make people feel is your greatest currency. And to know that that lady probably left that interaction with a bad feeling from me, that's like inexcusable on my part. And I know that seems dramatic, but like, it really marked me. But I have to say thanks for that lesson, because of that lesson, I won't make the same mistake again, which I think is very important. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy the videos where I'm taking you out in Paris and showing you different things, but to be honest, like, the reality of my life is a lot of times I'm staying home working, and what I can give varies from video to video. Like, sometimes I can give you guys like me going out, but sometimes what I can give to you is a lesson that I learned, and I hope that that can be enough sometimes, and that maybe it just feels nice to have a friend talking to you about different things that they're learning in their life. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I just really hope that in your life right now you are able to see the positive and say thanks for the lessons, even if at times it can hurt. And we're all growing, you know, like we're all learning as we go, but I think the most important thing is to have patience with ourselves, show ourselves grace, and that way we can love people better as well. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time at the Purple Palace.